Chapter 16. The Homeward Current. The morning after the ceremony, mist clung to the cliffs like folded silk. The blush lotus kingdom shimmered below, alive again, waterfalls singing, bells chiming in the wind, cats laughing softly as they hung silver banners from the bridges. At the top of the falls, Eldan stood beside Mira, watching sunlight refract through the endless cascades. Each droplet glowed with the same faint golden hue that had once flowed from his hands. "The thread is part of everything again," Mira said, her voice almost lost in the sound of falling water. Eldan nodded. "It never left, did it? It just forgot the tune." She smiled. "Even rivers forget their courses sometimes. They only need a listener to remind them." He turned toward her, gratitude softening the tired lines beneath his eyes. "Thank you for reminding me." Mira touched her paw to her chest and bowed. "The journey always begins and ends with water, listener. Wherever it flows next, may you flow with it." The current at the falls shimmered brighter, opening like a doorway of light. Eldan stepped onto a small bark raft that Mira had prepared. Its ropes were strung with lotus petals that glowed faintly, and in the center lay a single shell compass, Brine's gift, humming with soft warmth. He looked once more at the kingdom below, cats gathering on terraces, their songs rising again into the air. Then, with one last nod to Mira, he let the current take him. The raft slipped beneath the falls and into blinding light. The roar became a hum, the hum a heartbeat. When Eldan opened his eyes, the air smelled of pine and honey again. He was home. The twigtail kingdom stretched before him, its trees alive with birdsong, its bridges crowded with villagers preparing for the festival of seasons. The golden glow that had once vanished from their leaves now pulsed softly in every vein of green. He stepped off the raft and onto the mossy bank, dizzy with familiarity. "Eldan!" He turned, and there was Melly, the rabbit baker, flowers still dusted across her fur, eyes bright with disbelief. She ran forward and hugged him so tightly that for a moment he forgot how small he was. "You're back," she cried. "I was so worried you're going to leave us to tend your plants forever, and you know I'm no gardener. Where in the name of the acorns have you been for so long?" "Out listening," he said, smiling. "Turns out the world's a bit louder than I thought." She laughed through tears. "We thought you were gone for good. The elder said you were chasing legends." "I was," Eldan said softly, "and I caught one." They walked through the square together. The crack that had once split it open was gone. In its place grew a small golden sapling, its roots tracing the same pattern as the thread itself. Children played nearby, tossing handfuls of glowing petals in the air. "Is this your doing?" Melly asked. Eldan knelt by the sapling and pressed a paw to its bark. The glow pulsed beneath his fingers like a slow breath. "Ours," he said. "All of us." At the center of the square stood the elder's hut, though its door hung open and the inside was quiet. Only a single note remained on the desk, carved into a piece of bark in looping script. "Harmony isn't stillness, its motion. Eldan smiled faintly. He always did like riddles. That evening, as the forest gathered for the festival, lanterns bloomed in every tree, musicians tuned flutes, laughter rippled through the clearing, and the scent of roasted nuts and honey filled the air. Melly tugged Eldan toward the tables, but he paused at the heart of the square. He dug a small hole beside the glowing sapling and gently placed something inside, the acorn Melly had given him before his journey. "It's been a long road," he said quietly, "but I think it's ready to grow." He covered it with soil and sat back, watching as the sapling's glow spread faintly through the ground, gold veins winding between the roots like light through glass. The air vibrated softly, a sound too low to hear, but strong enough to feel. The forest was humming. That night, under a sky stitched with stars, Eldan lay beneath the great oak by the festival fire. He could still hear the waterfalls in his memory, the crash of waves, the whisper of wind through stone. All of them wove together in his chest, not as noise, but as music. A breeze stirred the branches, and for a moment the whisperer's voice returned, faint, content, no longer alone. "Rest, listener. The world remembers." Eldan smiled and closed his eyes. Above him, the canopy shimmered, gold light threading through every leaf, flowing out toward the mountains, the seas, the waterfalls. Across every realm, the same pulse moved through the land, slow, steady, alive. The golden thread had never truly broken. It had only forgotten how to be in harmony with the world.